Let's take in this moment. Right, let me bring my face into this picture here. Get it right there. Right, there we go. Hope our voice is much better. We're battling with the flu, recovering a bit today. And I'm in Ward 90. I'm in Isipingo here, and privileged to be in the company of Mr. Roy. Here is going to be in conversation with him. He's standing for Ward Councillor here in Ward 90, Isipingo. First time he's on the Ward Councillor's list, getting into politics. And we can introduce him, very simple man. But first, Mr. Roy, let's just start. Before we go into any politics, we'll speak to Roy here. Roy, you can join me here. And let's meet Mr. Roy Ramnath.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, I know I've been trying to get words out of you. You're not a man of many words. But let's start with what you love to do. You're obviously a man of God. What is this your creation, your work of art, your project?
Yeah, it is. It is done by me.
And this is a Hanuman temple?
It's a Hanuman temple. It's been done by me.
Yeah.
And I love doing things like this, helping public. And
you're obviously very spiritually rooted with this, because there's another temple that you got on the other side. You got a massive grounds we've been on here. Have you always been spiritually rooted, and what role it plays in your life?
well, actually, fact speaking, I mean, I've come from a very poor background, and I had a vision about the statue behind me, the Hanuman temple, and that started in Mauritius. And I've come to Africa and I built this temple here. And there was another temple now which I'm busy with. It's called the Mother Kali. It's going to be the first time in Africa this statue is going to be placed, because it's a 10-head Kali statue.
A 10-head statue. I've seen it, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just busy finishing that.
But how did you get that 10-head built here? Was it locally built, local artists, or?
No, not really. I had to go down to India, stay there for 6 months, and get it built with my friends down there.
You went specifically for that to India?
To India.
Not to buy clothes and wedding clothes?
No. You went, not my kind of.
You went to research the statue and someone to build it?
That's right, yeah. I've got friends in Jaipur, which they help me a lot, statues and all. If you look at the statue behind me, it's all built in Jaipur.
Oh, this is also from India?
All the statues here is from India.
All of them?
All, each and every one of them.
For our non-Hindu, maybe take us through who are the deities here, so you can educate. Just start from here, yeah. So come closer.
Actually, I've got a priest who can tell you what we do here.
Yeah.
And he's from India. He's just joined the temple now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's here to help the.
So you've also just got him on board as well. Make sure that things are done properly.
Yeah.
Welcome, sir.
Namaste.
Who's it?
Mata Saraswati statue, and Vishnu and Lakshmi.
Vishnu and Lakshmi, yeah.
Vishnu and Lakshmi. There's Lakshman, Ram, Sita. There's Hanumanji. There's Hanumanji. There's Mata statue. The big statue is Hanumanji. In this temple name is Lord Hanuman's name. Our supreme. All gods are supreme, but especially in this place we have to worship for the Hanumanji.
Okay.
And whatever festival coming, like Janmashtami, Shivratri, we doing special prayer like Lakshmi Puja, Chait Parva. We don't do in South Africa Chait Puja, but it's in Hindu scripture. After Diwali, after 6 days, got Chait Parva, Chait festival. that for Mata Chaiti, whoever we believe to, she coming 6 days when we born and she ride our luck. If some obstacle is there, then with the Sait Puja, we shutting out, we carrying that also. This one is Radha, Krishna Bhagwan and Radha. This is now Durga Mata.
Durga.
Yeah, Durga Ma. And Lord Shiva and Parvati, Ganesh Ji, and this one is Sibling.
Civilingam, yeah.
Yeah. We do every day, morning, afternoon, Aarti, Path, Puja. We read Stotra, Mantra, and Royeshwar told me, whoever people they need to help, like astrology, open book, because in South Africa, those things also we helping from here.
So you've set them up. You've got the priest here to help everyone do stuff. And is this temple private, public? Can the public come? Have you set it up for the public? Can they come here and worship?
Actually, this temple it belongs to my trust, but it's open for public. I built it for public, and we let the public use it. We open 6 every day in the morning. The gate open, the doors are open. We've got a security here. You ring the bell, you can come in, do your prayers. The best part of this temple, we do not charge any money to anybody.
So no fees.
No fees at all. You can come here, do your prayers, everything. What we do is we got a little box. If people want to give,
Like a donation.
like a donation, they give it to the box. But in my belief, when I build this temple, if I take money in my hand, then it becomes a business to me. So I don't want to do that. Well, now we have a priest here, and people want to book him. He's got his way of doing prayers, and if people have to pay him, they're going to pay him. But for the temple, I do not mix money. I had weddings here and everything. People came and said to me, Mr. Roy, how much are you going to charge me to do a wedding? I said, please, I do not charge. If you want to give any donation, give it to the temple. And
Okay, so we can see you. Roy, I think you should have a seat while I take a seat next to you. Yeah, I'm going to call your assistant just now. Thank you, Guru. In the meantime, right. So, and now you are now wanting to make a difference in your community. After many years of all of this, shouldn't you be the end of your career now, winding down? You want to get into helping people. How did that inspire you?
Actually, what really happened? I mean, for the 26 years, I've been seeing things been promised in this place and nothing been done. If I take you around the temple on the main road here, the light poles have been cut, and I phoned several times for them to replace the light poles. For the 7 years, nothing been done. We have a lot of problem of the power, water.
So you're a resident here. You know what's been happening here for the past 26 years.
Actually, if you hear there's a generator, massive generator working here, runs the whole temple here. When there's no
because the power is down now.
Yeah, the power is.
And it's not load shedding. It's just that there's something happened to the cables.
Yeah, something happened to the cables today, or I really don't know what happened. I had to put the generators on and get power here today.
As a resident in this area, the current councillor you think has worked, done a lot, little, failed, dismal. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate him?
0.
Really?
I will rate him 0 because
absolutely nothing. I mean, look, some guys say they've had problems, they've done a bit, they haven't done a lot. This guy's done nothing.
No, to me, I mean, what I look at is nothing been done. There's a lot of things been promises been done with candidates, and nothing gets done. I mean, if you look at this election, there's about 14 or 13 of us standing here for this election, but there's so much of promises happening. I don't know, I don't understand. Why do you promise when you can't keep to it? Like me, I don't want to promise people, but I know what I can do. I mean, if you look around here, I've never asked anybody for a cent to build temple.
Yes, this is your work in progress.
Yeah, it's
outside we've seen the work. You've got a massive yard here.
And I get a lot of people coming here.
Roy, this is Ward 90. Which areas, so people understand which areas?
Ward 90 is Lotus Park, Orion Park, Isipingo Hills, Isipingo Beach. When was
So they,
Isipingo rails, yeah.
so there's all this,
Yeah.
most of the Isipingo area.
Yeah, this whole Isipingo area.
Yeah. So obviously you said like you've been a resident here, and you got businesses in the area as well. Yeah.
No, I've been here for a while. I've been here like 50 years.
Russia.
I've been here 50 years, you know, and I don't know, you know, now it's my time to retire, so I reckon to myself, okay, let me do something for the public now, you know.
So, ward councillors have failed.
Yeah.
Why do you think they have failed, and how are you going to be better than the current guy? How do you? Because obviously you think you can be better than him. How are you going to be better than him?
Okay, number one, you know, councillors are employed by the voters, by the public. It's not they're not employed by government. Government pays the salary right enough, but if the people don't vote for them, they won't be voted in. So once they've been voted, they don't actually bother about the people who voted. You know. So in my case, you know, first thing is it's the public. If the public didn't vote you, so you can't be a councillor. So you got to work for that. That's what this council's job is. You got to work for the public. And in my case, if I'm voted in as a councillor, the first thing I will do is to form a committee, like you know, any complaints the community must handle, and comes to me, then I will employ people to do it, because that thing, certainly what I'm going to get from the government, I don't need it actually.
Yeah, let's talk about that. A lot of guys, and what makes people like you different, why I came to you today as well, and will be with you on Sunday. The difference is that you are a successful businessman.
That's right.
You run your own businesses. Give us an idea. You are a big avid fisherman, and you got boats out on the sea. Sardine run you on the front line.
Yeah, that's right. Sardine run, I've been netting, and I've told my guys, listen, let's start something here. And
a couple of months ago, free sardines were given out.
That's right. It was given from my boats. Free sardines were given from my nets and boats. But that, my friends, you know, you get like these netters, what you call the other guy, Tony, he was involved there, Bees was involved there, Jason Snyder was involved there. There's other couple of guys, but the main thing was all my things were used, like my boats, my vans, my crew, and they brought in their crews. We all got together and we did this. And we gave people in Phoenix, Chatsworth, Ramnath. Personally, myself, I took my van and went and started giving people
free sardines.
Free sardines.
And you could do that because you're not chasing the money.
No, I don't chase money. I mean, I've been here for 50 years in Isipingo, and I've started my business here in Isipingo, and the committee of Isipingo really supported me, and because of them, I'm here today, and very...
So as a successful businessman, obviously ward councillors get a salary, but from what I gather, that's not what motivates you to get that.
No, not the salary.
That 30,000 rand is nothing that you...
No, it's nothing. I spend much more on holidays than that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's something which I was pissed off, because when we need things done and doesn't get done, you know, it was very sad. It was very sad. You know, I drive out from my temple here, and I go down to the road in the morning. The traffic, the vehicles on the wrong lanes, and a lot of things happens from here to my factory. So these things we have to sort out.
And you feel that you are able to do that and handle it?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I know a lot of people in council.
Some people are going to say that you are not a... have you ever been involved in politics before?
Not really, no, never. I never wanted to be a politician.
Yeah, well, I've met a couple of people recently who've come standing for ward councillors, never been in politics.
Yeah.
So some people will say, as a politician, that you haven't been in politics, that you can't really make a difference because you haven't been in politics. What would you answer that?
What did the politicians do? Politicians didn't do much for this ward. 90 guys stood and became politicians. They didn't do much. I believe an ordinary person can do much.
So that's what's also coming across on other channels, is that politicians do politics and they talk politics.
That's right.
But maybe it's time for ordinary citizens like you to stand up and do something. Is that what
That's
you?
right.
Yeah. So you feel you are more in touch with the people, in trying to understand the plight and work for them. The fact that you don't need the money means you're in it for another reason.
What's that?
I said the fact that you don't need money out of this, you're doing this for another reason.
Yeah,
what motivates you to do this?
As I said, I love here, and I want to see this place. If you look, we have beaches like in Toti says the Blue Beach, and if you walk in there, it's beautiful. But you look at our beach in Isipingo, you look at our area in Isipingo, we don't have a proper sports club here. You look at Toti, they have lots of legends, rugby field, cricket fields, soccer fields, properly done, maintained properly, but nothing's been done here. I want to do something like that for the people here.
But you've already been doing stuff, and call in your right-hand lady. Where is Nirvasha? I was chatting to your right hand. Where is she? Let's bring you on platform. And she's going to be assisting you as far as now. Just get a chair and sit next to Dad there. I've been chatting to the daughter. We'll bring her online. Get closer, it's fine. Right, let's meet Nirvasha. How are you, Nirvasha? And you're going to speak up a bit more for me, right? Your dad is not very good at talking about himself, so maybe he's giving us bits and pieces answers. For as long as you know him, how involved has he been in the community? What has he done?
Firstly, Dad, like he mentioned at the beginning, he had a struggle coming up in life. He came from a very poor background. If I know, my parents lived in a small home with 13 to 14 people, and the fact that he worked and he built himself to where he is today, he's built an empire. And I think the fact that he wants to make a change for the community, that says a lot, that speaks volumes. Obviously, he is experienced from where he's come. So, me personally, I know Dad can make a difference in many ways. Like he mentioned as well, that politicians that are currently standing, they haven't made a difference so far.
But let's talk about Dad first. Is he a community man, helping people around, doing stuff? Because that's what others say about him, but he seems to be a bit shy to tell us that he helps people almost all the time.
Community man, the fact that Dad has built 2 temples for the public, I think that will speak volumes on his own. Dad will assist, Dad does assist many people. People come to his properties, they need assistance no matter what part of the day, what time of the night, Dad is there to assist people.
So that's great to hear. And when Dad, Roy if he becomes a councillor, I hear you're going to be on his right hand, helping him along, which is great.
Well, basically, if you look at everything around him, I am his driving force. I am his motivator. I think that's what drives him more than knowing that he has someone by his side, always to advise him, make him make the right decisions, and therefore, if Dad continues winning, he'll have the support of his family, of his children, of his friends. Obviously, we will try and do as much for the community as we can to benefit them and not benefit us or our family. Like he mentioned as well, this has nothing to do with finances, as he has his businesses and that's taken care of. This is purely done for the public and not for our benefit.
So you've got a strong woman empowerment thing going, yeah? You're going to empower your daughter to ride with you. Obviously, you're a businessman and whatever. So you also said her by your side, and you're willing to also employ another person to run an admin.
That's right, another person to run it.
So you don't have to be running around, someone be dedicated. It's not like one councillor being stretched, because if you get one councillor, he'll be a bit stretched with many people, but you got Nirvasha to help you, and you want to get someone in terms of admin to run around. So that means that's why you don't really need the funds. Rosebud Petal is saying to Nirvasha, you go girl, standing by your dad. Well done on that, and going forward. So Roy, thank you so much for wanting to stand up for the people. We appreciate that. We do believe you got a massive roadshow planned on Sunday.
That's right, we got a massive roadshow planned on Sunday.
You're moving around Isipingo.
That's right, we're going to move around.
And we also believe you have a big celebrity coming along as well to do some announcements and all of that on the boat.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's that celebrity you got?
Well,
you tried for the big guns, but you had to settle for? It is
Kara Charo.
Kara Charo is he was third choice, but he's there. But we're going to be there on Sunday, and we'll be moving. Which areas will we be moving around in Isipingo?
We're going to Lotus Park, Orient Park, Spingo Hills, and Spingo Beach.
Alright, so we're going to be stopping around there. Nirvasha, this is going to be an exciting day out. Meeting the people.
I'm sure it's going to be a fruitful day out. Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to be meeting everyone. We'll just carry some lollipops and give them some children, some sweets. We won't do biryani because that'll be Raj Bansi's thing. We can't steal his thing. Only Raj Bansi gives biryani.
Yeah, you give a plate of food for one day. What happens to the 5 years? How are you going to feed the biryani every day 5 years?
Well,
You might work for that 5 years and feed them.
so
Not for one day.
would you try and instill that mentality in our up and coming youth, especially the black empowerment youth, that they feel there's an entitlement, and that really doesn't help them? You write about the one plate of food because then they want it again tomorrow, and then to be honest with you, I had a black guy telling me that. He said to me on my platform, "Stop feeding these people." And I thought he was being faulty with me. And then he comes on my WhatsApp and he says, "The reason I tell you that is you're not doing them any favors. By keep feeding them, they expect to be fed." Okay, not everybody. Okay, there are desperate people who need food. We understand that. But and there's a black guy teaching me, can you stop feeding these people? You are giving them a sense of entitlement and they don't want to go and work. Do you agree with that philosophy?
Yeah, I mean, I started a feeding scheme before the election. I think it's about 7-8 months ago. I was feeding every month. And because of the lockdown and whatever, we stopped. That was feeding, it's got nothing to do with the election part of it. But what I'm talking about, a plate of food to come give you on election time, give you a plate of food, bluff you for the plate of food.
I know that.
That's different. Feeding poor people is different, and feeding election people is different.
Yeah, election time is to just get the vote.
Yeah. It's not going to be coming giving you a
We know the big parties do that. They have a rally, invite everyone, give them a plate of food, and then they buy the vote.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to do it one day, on the rally day. But what about the other 4 years or 5 years elected as a councillor? You're going to help those poor people. That's a main thing. If you have to give them, work hard and feed them for the 5 or 4 years, whatever councillor you're going to be.
Roy, I've come from your business site. I've seen your site is next to, there's a lot of black and Indian businesses side by side, and Isipingo has got surrounding settlements and blacks. And what has been the relationship prior to July 12th and that small couple of days? How do you think it was before that and after that? What's the relationship and how do you see yourself fitting in terms of that? Will you be representing them as well?
Yeah, I will be, because the main thing I have thought to get employment here, there's a lot of council land, and a lot of council land is misused. I mean, if you put in mini factories, you can see people work from their homes, they're battling, and on the roads they're working. Put in mini factories, that's number one. That's my aim. The second thing, you go to Chatsworth, you go to Phoenix, you go to any other places, you see there's what you call little tents put up, and people are selling from there.
Like flea markets.
Free markets, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my other aim, to put up a massive free market here for the people.
So the many factories always to empower them to be able to run their own businesses.
That's right.
Because obviously even the unrest was about people are poor, they have no food in their stomachs, they have no jobs, and that's the problem. So if you're saying that will create employment or make them sustainable.
That will create employment, but if you put many factories, you put free markets, that would actually give more employment.
You agree with that there? What have you seen as a younger generation in this area?
If you look at it around Isipingo, yes, the unemployment rate is high, but we go back to, we need to ask ourselves, why is it high? And it goes back to nothing has been done to create the employment for these people. So you'll find that the crime is very high in Isipingo. It's because people, they don't know how to sustain themselves basically. So that is why there is, and because we are based next to the squatter camps, we do operate our businesses from there. We have a better knowledge of the reason that Dad is standing and the employment that he can create for these people surrounding our business property. Remember, if you do good for your public, these are the same people that's going to that's going to basically take care of your business. They are basically going to keep watch for you. They're going to benefit.
Because your business is right next to the squatter camps, it's next to the informal settlements, and you guys seem to, you don't have any issue. Like outsiders might think, let me get out of Isipingo. Oh, Isipingo is burning. Why? What are you all doing there? What are you all doing here? You tell me. Because in the unrest time, the pictures coming out of Isipingo was you shouldn't be there. It's a danger zone.
And this is why we say that, if we focus in our surroundings, no one has, where our business is currently, we never had an issue. Whether it was crime, whether it was the people from the squatter camps, it's because Dad is always good to them. Dad assists them wherever he can. Listen, we have our own businesses. We have to take care of our own family. So there's only so much that he can do as an individual. So therefore, him standing now as councillor, I think he wants to make a difference. He wants to create opportunity for people. So why not allow him to?
Nirvasha, people are going to say, let's look at Roy sitting here with his t-shirt and he's this thing. He hasn't got a suit, he hasn't got a tie, he hasn't presented himself to me as a politician. Nirvasha, why is that?
I'm not sure why, but
no, but he doesn't need to. Does he need to have? Will that make him a better person?
But let me be very honest.
Is this who Roy is?
Let me be very honest to you. Many people will ask the same question that you just mentioned. Why he doesn't dress up in a suit and tie? It's because he's a humble person. He's worked hard to build himself an empire. He knows the struggle. You don't need to wear a suit and tie to show that you have money or you have an empire. He's humble, as you can see, and to be honest, not many people do know that he is my father. Okay, and even when he comes around with me, they say, "Oh, this is your dad." So that's the type of person you want to stand for the community, who's not there like for the financial gain, who's not there for the status, who is there 110% to make a difference for our community.
So let me put this duo together, right? Father and daughter duo. Here's the driver, he's got the ideas, and you are the spokesperson, mouthpiece here. Shall we put it that way? You can speak up. Not that he can't speak, but I know he's got the ideas. I know for his years that he's been around, you can see his mind is working. I've been around this plot of yours. He's got a lot of ideas that he wants to do. It's to build this and do that, whatever. So I think you are going to be a young driving force in terms of making this happen.
I will assist as much as I can. Unfortunately, I do run. I'm currently running Dad's transport business. That does take a lot of time, but we will support him as much as we can as a family. We will try.
And isn't this can also make you a bit more politically aware what's happening and bodes well for you in the future as well to understand what's happening?
Politically, this is not something personally I want to get involved 100%. But as long as Dad is there, I will support him. My mindset is very different. Okay, I'm driven by business, so I don't want to mix the two. I will be his support system. I will do as much as I can from my side.
That's a good thing. That means you taking some business stress away from him.
I'm taking all his stress away.
All the stress. Oh, that's great. That's why. Is that why we should be thankful that Roy can now dedicate a bit more time to the community?
I think Dad has dedicated all his time to the community over the years, and that's why he has gained respect over the years from people. You drive around or you ask anybody about Mr. Roy Ramnath, and I'm sure people will have positive reviews to give about him because he's made a difference in his own way. It may be a small way, it may be a big way, but he's made a difference, and people really look up to him. I go out, and when people know that I'm Mr. Ramnath's daughter, they do say, "Hey, your dad has a Sri Hanuman temple. He's really doing good for the public." So that's the thing. Those are things you want to hear from people. He's put himself at a certain height. He's now maintaining it, and that's why me personally, running his business, Dad has the time to get involved and stay as councillor. It's his new vision, it's his drive, his ambition to make change for the community, and I'm sure he'll do a good job only if the people stand by him, his family stands by him, and that's the only way I can see he can make a difference.
But that's all we want. Mr. Roy Ramnath, we have had many people come and talk the talk big language, talk big. You've heard them. You've been around to see them.
That's right.
And you just want to get on with the job.
That's right. I just want to get on the job.
You're complaining even about the lights outside, the poles are down. You want a chance to make a difference.
I want to do something.
the common thing people tell me, other councillors say, and I think you should use that, is tell the people that tried the other guy, they lend you their vote for 5 years. Just lend it to you. And then lend it to you. And I've been saying this on my platform. I'm saying, okay, let's leave the big parties. Let's go for the real guys who want to help. Like you, I mean, to have you as a successful businessman, even I couldn't understand, why would you want to take on this stress? This is sort of unnecessary stress in your life. Shouldn't you be sitting on an island somewhere, going for holidays and all of that? And you've done that. Am I right?
Yeah.
But now you want to have this stress on your life. You surely must be really motivated to help your community.
Yeah, really, man. You know, I look at when I drive around this area, and I look at the flats, and I look at the people living in the flats, and you know, I tried another thing also. I had a friend who's got a chicken farm, and I told him, listen, what? How much can you give me this chicken, which I can give to my people around my area? So they can listen. These chickens they sell at if you go and buy it from a butcher shop, it's like $160. So I told him, okay, give me 15,000 of that. And they gave me 15,000. I sent it to the abattoir, got it cut, halal, and everything. And the cost finished off about 85 and a chicken. So I reckon, okay, never mind. Just to petrol and to pay the workers, I will give it at 100 rand a chicken to the people. And that's what I did.
Whereas they should pay 160 rand.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did
So,
that, and
yeah.
I just stopped because of the election and lockdown. I've got actually went and bought trucks, refrigerated trucks to do that for the people here in Isipingo.
Or just to bring the chicken in.
Yeah, I bought cranes, I bought trucks to go.
You even bought trucks. What does that mean? What's the story of the business here? Now he's buying trucks to bring in chicken.
Well, like I said, he is a very giving person, and to be very honest,
To go to that level, but bring the chicken in, put in the back of a bakkie, he's buying a truck.
he's bought 2 trucks recently, and he knows we agree to disagree on certain things when it comes to business, you know.
Well, I'm gonna side with you here and say, you would ask as a business person, which as a young lady you are, Dad, this doesn't make business sense.
Well, he's fully
You're
aware.
buying 2 refrigerated trucks, it doesn't make business sense. Obviously, if you buy a truck, it's going to bring you income,
But that's the way Dad
and it's
is.
going to pay for it.
But that's the way Dad is. If he wants to do something, he will stand by his word and he'll do it. That's one thing you can't change about him. So like he's saying, if he wants to make a difference, he's right about it. He's 210% dedicated to make a difference, and that's the exact example he's giving you. If he wants to do
Well,
it,
I'm glad I made him talk, because see, that story is such an important story, but he didn't want to say it, we had to drag it out of him.
yeah, so that's what he's done, and I think it's about 6 months now that I think it's just recently that we decided to take a break from it due to the lockdown and the situations, the looting as well that happened. So I think Dad hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah, that's a mighty, I think that speaks for you then, the fact that you went out and bought the trucks and brought the chicken in. And how did you used to distribute? Were you just selling out to people like you had a shop or at a site?
I send my trucks out on sites. Listen, got drivers, got boys.
But now you're going to upset the butchers. Yeah, you're selling chicken cheaper than them.
What I'm going to do, I mean, if you knew the lockdown, people had no money. So I saw people were really battling and starving. So I reckon, let me do this, and I did that. And
So that means if you become ward councillor, you can introduce many more of these systems and schemes to benefit the underprivileged, the poorest of the poor.
I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, I got friends on hunting farms, and they always tell me, listen, we're doing culling. Come and shoot how much of animals you want, you know, because the farm is all full with animals. And so even that too, I can go shoot, because they don't take it, they give it to me. And that I can give.
And as a businessman, you obviously have your own contacts, your own things, what you can do to
Yeah.
bring more value to this community and this area.
Yeah.
Roy, it's been a pleasure. It's one of the toughest interviews I've done, because I need to drag the words out of you, because you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk about yourself. When I put other politicians like Visban Reddy, I can't get a word in, because they just go, like, you know, because they got things to say, and yet we have to drag words out of you. So I just wanted to thank you, and thank you to you, Nirvasha, for supporting your dad. We wish you all the best in your listening. We do hope people like you get into power to be able to help. We need some change in this country. And so Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday is a big roadshow which we're going to do.
You got the boat outside there?
Yeah, we got the boat outside.
You're going to pulling the boat around.
We're going to pull the boat around.
And I'm going to be on
The
the...
other thing is, I've started something to get commercial line fish license for the people here.
Yeah.
I've did a lot of work. I think so I'm gone there at 75%. I've got documents in my vehicle which I've been...
What is it about? Explain to me. I'm not a fisherman.
There's quite a bit of fishermen here in Isipingo.
Yeah. Subsistence fishermen.
Yeah. So I want to get licenses for them, They can go and catch and sell legally where they can't be harassed.
Oh, so that is a problem at the moment, am I right? These guys who earn a living, they don't have the licenses to fish.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a big problem I'm hearing about, yeah. So
I've been doing this fishing business for 50 years. I'm a commercial fisherman. I know how to get it, how to do it. I've got boats in the harbors. And I've been doing this fishing business for a long time.
so if you get them the licenses, you're basically empowering them to fish and earn a living.
Fish.
What's that?
Employment.
Employment, yeah, creating employment as well. And they're entrepreneurs as well, creating their own, going out, catching the fish and earning a living.
Earning a living.
Roy, Ramnath, it's a pleasure being with you. Thank you for this wonderful temple. Next time we're going to show them the, what's that, the 10 head?
The tin Mother Kali.
Mother Kali, which is fantastic, built in India and brought here. Right, that's, let me just get on to me. Right, that's my mug now, and we will catch you tonight. Sunday, I'm going to be spending the day in the Isipingo, Orient Park, Lotus Park, all of this area is going to be here. Isipingo Hills, eh?
Isipingo Hills, Isipingo Beach.
Isipingo Hills, Isipingo Beach. I'm going to be here in this area, riding around the boat and meeting the people of Isipingo. So if you are here, come on and say hi, and we'll take it from there. Right now, we'll say goodbye. I'll catch you tonight on the late night report. Or later on today, I am at the CRL, I'm the Human Rights Commission. When I leave here, I've been given a spot at 2 o'clock to give my version of what happened during the July unrest. There is a commission that's set up for that, to give our versions, our stories, ours, my story, and everybody else, especially from the Indian community. So I've seized that opportunity. I'm glad I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm able to go there and do that today as I take my leave of Mr. Ramnath. Is where I'll be. Hopefully I can come live from there. Hopefully I can record the session live. I don't know, but I will come to you live. That's 2 o'clock. I'm Shlanga and representing there. Until then,